Are you struggling to extract Maven properties in your Spring Boot application? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into a common issue that many developers face when trying to print properties from Maven during application startup. I totally get how frustrating it can be when your application behaves differently in your development environment compared to production. You expect everything to work seamlessly, but sometimes it just doesn't. This is a common scenario for many developers. Here's the specific situation we're addressing. One user asked why their Maven properties, like application name and build version, are not being resolved when running their Spring Boot application as a jar on CentOS. They mentioned that it works perfectly in IntelliJ, but fails in the jar execution. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So, what could be causing this issue? The problem often lies in how the application is packaged and executed. When running from IntelliJ, the environment is set up differently than when executing a jar file. Let's break this down step by step. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help you ensure your properties are resolved correctly every time you run your application. To resolve the issue with Maven properties not being resolved when running the jar on CentOS, the user should first ensure that the Maven resource filtering is correctly configured in their project. Next, the user should verify that the properties are being filtered correctly during the build process. This can be done by running the Maven build command. After confirming that the properties are filtered correctly, the user should ensure that they are running the jar file with the correct command. The command should be executed from the directory where the jar is located. If the properties still do not resolve, the user should check the environment variables on CentOS. Sometimes, the environment may not be set up correctly to read the properties. Finally, if the issue persists, the user can consider using a different method to inject properties, such as using Spring's application properties or profiles to manage environment-specific configurations. Fun fact, did you know that Maven was originally created to simplify the build process for Java projects? It's come a long way since then, but sometimes it still throws us a curveball. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by a user involves using the Spring Framework's @value annotation. They suggest defining a private string variable for application name and annotating it with @value, which allows you to inject the property directly from your application, YAML. That's it for that answer. Let's take a look at another one. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests retrieving Maven properties programmatically. They recommend using the method getClass, getPackage, getImplementationVersion to access the implementation version directly. Here's the tip I promised. Always double-check your Maven build settings and the command you use to run your jar. This small step can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, your Maven properties should be resolved correctly in your Spring Boot application. Remember, proper configuration is key. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.